Well, go on, traders. Yeah, the traders here again, giving you a bonus video for this morning, guys. Just to say thank you for those persons who have subscribed. I was looking to reach 50 subscribers up to last Friday. You guys actually push it up to 64 subscribers. So let's take another step, guys. We want to try to get to at least 100 subscribers by the end of this week. So don't forget to share this video or these videos with your friends or family. Alright, so let's take a look at Neo. Neo, a lot of you guys may not know it, but Neo has been, I would say, my baby from before YouTubers started speaking about it. From Neo was at $2 all the way up to $3. Then it went up to $5 before I started looking at buying Neo. The reason why I decided to go into Neo at that time was the fact that the Chinese government was willing to back them when they were having financial difficulties, and they got a bailout from the government from China. Can you believe it? And since then, Neo has grown. Neo has paid back the Chinese government, and now they're on the way to becoming a profitable company. So this video is about the tailwinds that is going to be faced by Neo. So it's not about the fundamental of the company sound. It's not about the politics or the government. It is what it is. It's not about COVID. It's all about, as I've always said, looking at the trend. So look at my screen, guys. If you take a look at my screen, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. This is the trend line I drew this was 2 years ago. The diagonal line at the bottom shows where the bottom of the trend is, and the top diagonal line shows where the top of the trend is. So Neo had pushed all the way up to $67 at the very top. It came back down to a support level, went back up, retested a resistance at $55, and that's when I actually drew this trend line. Look at that. Neo has been following this downward trend line all this time. So if you zoom out on your charts, I don't think you can see properly on like Yahoo Finance, but if you have like charting tools like this, if you zoom out on your charts at the very highest level, then you can see where the trend that Neo is following. So it has been falling, testing the resistance. As you can see, if you watch my cursor, it has been coming down to a horizontal support level, has fallen through, come back up, has been testing this diagonal resistance. What Neo needs to do is actually get through this diagonal resistance, as you can see here. This is what institutional traders are looking at, not the retail traders, but institutional traders. So the reason why I'm creating this video is that Neo is now again testing this diagonal trend line here, and it's at $11.24. And what I'm very bullish on Neo. Despite it's being a Chinese stock, I'm very bullish on Neo. I should say. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here. So what I would love for Neo to do is actually to try and break this diagonal downward trend line. And the level, if I zoom down a little bit, the level that we want Neo to break is, by the time it comes up, is at the $12 limit right here. So we actually just need to see Neo break that $12 limit. Okay, that $12 resistance. Once that happens, then I would think institutional investors would say yes, the downward trend for NEO is over, and they will start piling in again. So, despite all the great things the company is doing, all the record delivery numbers, institutional investors are looking at trend lines, which I am also looking at too. But fingers crossed, I'm hoping that we will get through that $12, which will be a heavy resistance. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what it's doing currently. So NEO had dropped all the way to $8 to a $8 support, and it has been building that support over the past couple of weeks. It has retested that support 3 times, pushed up to a new resistance of $12.07. If you see it on my chart here, retested it once, twice. The third time he retested that resistance, it popped through. But I guess at the time, China was just opening up with regards to the COVID restrictions. So, and then COVID started spiking, so it popped up. We're hoping that the movement started going up, but it actually fell back through this little mini support here. So it has now come back down to a new low support, which is still above the lower level of support there. So what I am looking at in terms of for NEO to do, for it to get back up there, is actually retest the resistance and push through this resistance at $12. I would think $12 is the key for NEO to start looking at going higher, guys. So I'm not going to get into the options for NEO right now, because as I said, it's all about we just want to see where NEO is going in terms of volume and in terms of retesting that $12 resistance for now. So as per usual, if you like this type of content, give me the thumbs up, and always remember, subscribe if you want to get early notification, so you don't have to sit all day and wonder what the stock is doing. I'm giving you an early heads up in where I think in terms of what I think the stock will do for the day. Alright, so until the next time, guys, take care.